So today, this is not very, what's the word? I haven't really planned this video. I'm literally just gonna speak from my own experience, but I thought I'd share with you. Excuse the voice as well, and the hair. It was my Christmas works due last night, which is why the vlog is late. This video, because I didn't have anything prepared. So, yeah. So I've got last night's hair, no makeup, and a croaky voice. But anyway, let's forget about that and move on. I just thought I'd share with you, obviously because I'm a single mum, I have learned over the years how to sort of budget for Christmas. Some years I've done better than others. But I just thought I'd share some of my tips because I know it's something that a lot of people struggle with. It might help someone if they've not, like if I say a tip that I've used that someone else might not have heard, it might help them. So I thought I would share my tips. So I think the first and main thing is to work out what you want to spend. I don't do it as a whole Christmas budget as such. I have an app called, I think it's called Gift List. And I've used it for a few years now. And what you can do on there is you can, so you write down every person that you're buying for and you decide on a budget for each person. So like family members, we tend to spend like £15, so I'll put like £15 for them. But then like for instance, the kids, obviously it's more. So you put in your budget for each person and then obviously it will come up and tell you how much that is overall. I try not to look at that though. I just do it person by person. You could always put your, you know, like your food shopping, you could put anything in there really if that helps you to budget as well. But I just use it for gifts. You can also put in like ideas, so like if you know what you might want to get your sister-in-law or whatever, you can write it in there. And then there's a section, I think it says shop, press on shop, and it'll tell you your list of all the things that, ideas basically of what you might want to get people. I use that one a lot for the kids, so like obviously stuff that you get every year, like, you know, little stocking filler type things like bath bombs, you know, colouring books, things like that. Write it in there and then you've got your list there, and you put like an average budget of what you think, and then you can click on when you've bought it, there's a little option, you press bought, and then when it's wrapped, so then you know that's it, that's that person done. It's a good way to keep on top of, you know, your present buying basically. But yeah, just stick to your budget, don't go overboard. Try and stick to what you need to spend, and if you know what you're going to get someone in good time, like say if there's a book or something that someone wants, it gives you a chance to shop around as well and find the best price for that, and if you see it at a good price, grab it then, because the amount of times I've seen stuff and left it and then, you know, it goes back up in price or something, it's very annoying. So yeah, I would say that's my main top tip, is to budget, stick to your budget, and download some sort of app or have a book, or, you know, different things work for different people, but I really like this gift list app. It's really good. Another tip I would say is start Christmas shopping in, like, well, I was going to say in the January sales, but Boxing Day even. You know, certain things that you always need, especially when you've got young kids, there's stuff that you can buy year after year. I mean, Gracie's getting to an age now where she's going to start having older things, but, you know, if you've got like a 2-year-old, you know, things like colouring books, well, like little toys and things that you know that are not actually going to grow out of, you can buy for the following year. Also, things that I like to buy in the sales is Christmas cards. You know, like your main ones, like your actual like son, mum, dad, daughter cards, your special ones. I always try and get them in the sale because they're really overpriced, I think. Also boxed cards, any Christmas decorations that you might want for the next year, wrapping paper, all those things. I'm a bit tight. I always think, why would you pay full price when you can buy it? There's always going to be a Christmas next year, so buy it in your sales, and, you know, and then you've got it next year, and it's one less thing to, you know, not have on next year's list, you know, buying wrapping paper and stuff. You've already got it, and you've got it half price, sometimes less than half price. So yeah, buy in the sales, things that you know you are going to use, and throughout the year as well. You know, don't just leave it till November. I normally, I mean, I do generally buy throughout the years if there's anything, you know, really decent that you see in the sale. But certainly from July, August time is when I start looking for little bits for Gracie and that. Just put them to one side. Just remember where you put them. That's another thing. Write down where you've put them. Because the amount of times I've done that, I bought stuff and hidden it that well, I've forgotten where I've put it. So yeah, it's just, I think it's just about being organised and, you know, buying what you can, when it's at a good price, and remembering that you've bought it. Don't buy double. Sorry, I had to go for a delivery. It's that time of year, isn't it? I can't remember where I was. I think I'm on to my next one. Another tip that I can recommend, I don't know if any of you have heard of this. I heard someone say it, I don't know if it was, I think it was not last year but the year before I started doing it, is if you're out and about with your kids, and this can be throughout the year but certainly closer to Christmas, and they say, oh, I want that for Christmas, or I want this for Christmas, is take a picture of them holding it, and then you can save it in an album in your phone or whatever, so that you can go back then and see what they want. Now, if they're the type that are just like, oh, I want this for Christmas, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this, it's also a good way of saying, acknowledging that you know they want it. You know, like if they're going to have a tantrum because they want it now, you can say, well, I'll take a picture of you and I can send it to Santa, or save it for yourself, and then you might get it at Christmas. If you've got far too many, to be realistic, just think about the ones that your child still talks about. So like with Gracie, for example, I've done it where I've taken a photo of her holding something and then she's never mentioned it again, so I think, well, she's not that bothered. But then there might be other things that she does mention again, and I think, right, I know what it is. Make sure you, like we did it in B&M a couple of weeks ago, and I made sure that I could tell it was B&M by the way the labels are in the background on the shelves, or if the label on the toy is clear, make sure you can see that it's B&M and how much it is, so you know what you're spending. And it helps you when you're doing your shopping as well, because you're buying stuff that you know actually they are going to like. So yeah, that's a really good tip, I think, and especially, like I say, with young children, it's a good way of making them realise you can't have everything now, but I'll take a picture and you may get it for Christmas, or you could do it for birthdays as well. You know, if they've got a birthday coming up and they want this, that and the other, take a picture and save it for the birthday. Okay, so this one is a bit controversial, but I think, why not? And it's re-gifting. I never used to do re-gifting, and I used to always frown upon it and think, you know, if someone gave me something that, you know, they hadn't gone out and bought, I'd think, that's a bit rubbish. But, and I know a lot of people do think that, but actually, over the years I've realised that, you know, I'm not saying if you get, I don't know, a shit old lady smelly gift set or something, and you give it to your best friend who's 21, you know, that's not the kind of thing I'm talking about. But say if you've got, well, it could be anything really. It could be a secret Santa at work that you might have got, or you've won something on a raffle, anything that you haven't actually gone out and bought, but you think someone else might like it. What is the issue with wrapping that up and giving it to that same person if it's something that you think they'll like, rather than going out and buying it? Do you know what I mean? If you're not going to use it yourself, re-gift it. It's what is it? Saving the planet, you know, because you're not buying more stuff. And I think it does make sense, and it's a good way of saving money, because, you know, if you've got loads of smellies, I mean, smellies is just something that I'm using, I can't think what other things, I don't know, if you've won a bottle of alcohol on a raffle that you don't like, give it to someone that would like it as a gift. I don't see the issue with that. I think that's a really good way of saving money and ticking off someone on your Christmas list. Another one actually, this isn't something I do, but I've heard of a lot of families doing it, and I think it's a really good idea, and it's Secret Santa for your family. So that could be either, if you've got a big family, your immediate family, like mum, dad and I don't know, 4 kids or whatever. Or you could do it with your extended family. So, you know, with my family, there's like my dad, and then I've got 3 brothers and their wives and their kids. So you could put everyone's name in a hat, and then obviously, I mean, I'm sure you know how it works. You pull out a name and you just buy for that person. And you could also make it fun where you all get together and open them together as well, even if it's not on Christmas Day. Have like a little get together. It saves money, it saves stressing about buying for everyone, but everyone gets a present, and it can be a little bit of fun as well. You could set a budget so that everyone's spending a similar amount, or you could just, you know, do it whatever works best for your family really. But I think that's a really good idea. And you can also do it for like groups of friends as well. If you've got a same group of friends, like say if there's like, you know, 4 or 5 of you that you all buy for each other, why not put all the names in a hat and bring them out and just buy for that one person? You could also, that way, you can spend more on that one person. And I know a lot of people would say that they would prefer to have one nice present than 4 little presents that you're not really that bothered about. So I think that's something a lot of people would say, yeah, I'd rather do that too. Like I say, it's not something I do. I do it with work, obviously, the Secret Santa at work, and in our family there's only me, Gracie and Josh, so it don't really, we don't do it, but it is something worth thinking about if you've got a big family or a group of friends and you think it'll help you save money. One other thing I've realised the last couple of years is I always go overboard with buying for Christmas Day food. Well, not just Christmas Day food, but like all the snacks in the lead up, you know, the sort of, I don't know, 2 weeks over the Christmas and New Year period. I've done it before. I used to do a massive table where I buy all Pringles, nuts, dips, other crisps, you know, tins of chocolates and stuff, so much stuff, and we would still be eating it in January, and it was almost like a chore. Oh, I need to eat all these and then I'll get back on my diet. And I thought, I think it was last year, I thought, or the year before, I need to stop this, because you also get so much, like the kids get so much from family members and from, you know, other things where they win, like Gracie, you know, she comes home from school with stuff. We had this charity night the other night and she got a selection box, and they just get so much chocolate and sweets over the period that I don't really need to buy anything because they'll have it all. So, you know, I will buy a couple of tubes of Pringles because we do get through them, you know, and obviously, you know, you do buy a little bit, but especially chocolate side of it and sweets, I probably won't bother. I also, because I work in a nursery, so we get stuff there as well that I bring home. And I just think that's one way of cutting the cost a little bit, where you don't need, it's unnecessary to spend it, because generally throughout the family everyone gets things like that. You know yourselves anyway what, you know, on average what you get each year from people. So yeah, and for the dinner side of it, it is just a roast. Obviously, you know, you may do a starter and a dessert, and you know, you want it to be that extra special, so you may buy a little bit extra, but don't go too mad, because at the end of the day it is one meal. And again, I've done it where, I mean, it was only the last couple of years since we lost my mum that I've actually started cooking. She came the year before last and I cooked, and then last year I cooked, and this year I'm cooking. Up until then I used to go to my mum and dad's every year, so I've never had to buy anything. But yeah, I have it in my head that it is one meal and we do not need to go too crazy over it. Because again, you're just left with so much waste. It's wasted food, and it's money that you spent on that food that's getting wasted, so no need. I think they're my main things that spring to mind. They're my main top tips that I try and stick to, and that hopefully it might help you. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Vlogmas video. Bye!